The Life of Denji, Chainsaw Man. Denji is the titular protagonist of the Chainsaw Man manga and anime series. He's the main protagonist of the Public Safety Saga and the deuteragonist of the Academy Saga. As a young boy, he inherits his father's debts to the Yakuza. After meeting Pochita, he becomes a devil hunter for the Yakuza in an attempt to clear his debt. Once the Yakuza, under the control of a devil, betrays him, he dies and Pochita becomes his heart. He's then revived and can become the Chainsaw Man by pulling a cord on his chest. After meeting Makima, he became a public safety devil hunter as a member of Tokyo's Special Division 4. I'm now gonna wait a few seconds because the next part is a spoiler. Spoiler everyone, because this talks about the ending of Chainsaw Man Part 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Following Makima's death by his own hands, he resigned from his position as a devil hunter but continues to fight as Chainsaw Man under the public eye, all the while being enrolled in 4th East High School as a student. He's also the caretaker and adoptive brother of Makima's reincarnation, Nayuta. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Denji. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media accounts. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Public Safety Saga Intro Arc. At the start of the series, Denji is forced to do odd jobs and kill devils for the Yakuza to pay off the debt accrued from his late mother's medical expenses, a debt that he inherited from his father before his father took his own life, allegedly. Denji only has one friend, a devil dog named Pochita, who Denji saved by giving the wounded devil some of his blood to heal, which in turn unintentionally formed a contract with Pochita. When the Yakuza betrays Denji and sacrifices him to the zombie devil, Pochita becomes Denji's heart and revives him as the Chainsaw Devil. Denji then defeats the zombie devil and a portion of his zombie army. Afterwards, he meets Makima, who forces him to join the public safety devil hunters and threatens to exterminate him as a devil if he ever refuses her orders. After killing the muscle devil, Denji becomes a sanctioned devil hunter and begins working with Aki Hayakawa and the fiend Power. Bat Devil Arc. Denji is paired up with Power, and together they patrol the city. They encounter the Sea Cucumber Devil, which Power quickly slaughters with her hammer. Sometime later, Power reveals that she had a cat, Meowie, who was kidnapped by a certain devil. Unfortunately for her, she was recruited to become a devil before she was able to save it. Power strikes a deal with Denji. If he's able to save Meowie, she'll let him touch her chest. As they approach the devil's whereabouts, Power knocks Denji out and presents him as a sacrifice for the Bat Devil in exchange for Meowie. Instead of simply giving her Meowie, the Bat Devil eats Power and flies away with Denji in tow. In the city, the Bat Devil and Denji engage in combat, and with the power of Chainsaw Man, Denji kills the Bat Devil, saving Power and Meowie. Suddenly, the Leech Devil appears. Turns out that the Leech Devil was the Bat Devil's girlfriend and has turned its attention to Denji. Denji, in a weakened state, is unable to do anything to defeat the devil and is quickly overwhelmed. As the Leech Devil prepares itself to eat Denji, Aki appears and unleashes the power of the Fox Devil, which eats the Leech Devil, killing it and saving Denji, Power, and Meowie. Later, Denji wakes up in the hospital. Aki interrogates Denji, trying to learn the events that occurred prior to his arrival. Denji tells an altered version of the events, protecting Power in the process. Afterwards, Makima orders Power to live with Denji and Aki. She quickly makes a mess and causes trouble for the two of them. Sometime later, Power calls Denji into the bathroom. She tells him that she called him there to fulfill their promise for Denji saving Meowie. However, instead of just one, she gives Denji 3 squeezes. 1 for saving Meowie, 2 for killing the Bat Devil, and 3 for protecting her from Aki. Denji gives his first squeeze and is bamboozled because Power's wearing a pad, which falls. However, he then proceeds to squeeze a second time, causing Power to blush. She forces him to get the third squeeze over with before she gets up and leaves. Denji sits there for a bit, trying to feel something, but is left feeling unsatisfied and disappointed. Denji meets with Makima, and during this meeting, Makima senses that Denji is feeling a bit down and asks him why. Denji recounts what had just happened and his disappointment. After hearing him out, she tells him that naughty things often feel better when you know your partner. Makima proceeds to take Denji's hand and guide them to her ears. She bites his fingers, then lets him touch her breast. This takes Denji by surprise, and he falls backwards, completely paralyzed by what had just happened. Makima takes advantage of the situation and she asks Denji to kill the Gun Devil. If he does so, she'll grant him one wish. Makima then explains who the Gun Devil is, what it's done, and how the Devil Hunters are able to track it down. Eternity Devil Arc. There's a request for reinforcements at the Morin Hotel for an unknown devil, and Makima's squad is dispatched to the location. Denji arrives at the Morin Hotel where he joins up with the rest of Tokyo's Special Division 4. Here, he's introduced to Himeno, Kobeni, and Hirokazu Arai. Aki notices that the piece of gun devil flesh in their possession doesn't react strongly, so he deduces that the devil in question is at least not the gun devil. Before they head into the hotel, Himeno tells the squad that she'll reward the one who kills the devil with a kiss on the cheek. This excites Denji, but he quickly remembers Makima's promise and turns down Himeno's challenge. However, Himeno doubles down and says that she'll kiss him for sure, but with tongue. This excites Denji even more, and he quickly walks into the hotel, eager to find the devil. In the hotel, a devil walks out of a room and tries to attack Kobeni, but is swiftly taken down by Himeno and Power. As the group continues further into the hotel, they notice that no matter how many floors they climb or go down, they always end up on the 8th floor. They realize they're trapped by the Eternity Devil. Suddenly, the Eternity Devil speaks to them and tells them that they can exchange Denji's heart for freedom. Kobeni starts to panic and attacks Denji, but is neutralized by Aki and Himeno. The Division 4 members slowly begin to turn on Denji so that they could escape, but Aki continues to defend Denji. Denji decides to drop into the mouth of the Eternity Devil and fight it from the inside. However, he quickly loses blood. Himeno aids Denji by using her Ghost Devil to pull the starter cord to restart Chainsaw Man. For the next 3 days, Denji continues fighting the Eternity Devil, eventually finding its weak point and destroying it, freeing everyone. Out of exhaustion, Denji passes out. Himeno suggests that Division 4 should go out for a drink to celebrate their victory. At the celebration, Denji reminds Himeno of his reward, but she says that she's too shy to do it sober, so instead she'll make their kiss even more intense to make up for it. There, the new members of the division, Denji, Arai, and Kobeni, introduce themselves. Denji speaks to one of the devil hunters, who ensures Denji that he'll get his kiss because Himeno eventually kisses everyone. Right as Denji celebrates that his kiss is in the bag, Makima walks in and inquires about the kiss, which Denji initially denies but quickly retracts when Himeno asks. Unfortunately for Denji, a completely wasted Himeno comes in for the kiss. At first, Denji enjoys the warmth of the kiss, but soon realizes the warmth is Himeno vomiting into his mouth. He spends the rest of the celebration clearing his mouth and vomiting into a toilet until he passes out. Later that night, Denji wakes up and notices that he's in Himeno's room. Still drunk, Himeno doesn't remember that she carried Denji back to her place and teases him. She playfully asks if Denji wants to do it and starts taking off his clothes before Denji notices a lollipop that reminds him of Makima. He rejects Himeno's offer, and the next day, Denji and Himeno agree to help each other hook up with Makima and Aki respectively. Katana Man arc. On her way to meet with her superiors in Kyoto, Makima and her team are shot and killed on a bullet train headed towards the city. This event is part of various cases around Japan of Special Division members being attacked by the Gun Devil's henchmen. Around the same time, Denji, Power, Himeno, and Aki are enjoying themselves at a restaurant until a man starts to comment on the food and make a speech about refined taste. The crew decide to leave, but the man suddenly starts to talk about his grandfather and shows Denji a picture of the Yakuza boss that he used to work for. Before Denji could react, the man pulls out a pistol and guns down Denji before moving on to the rest of the crew. Aki follows up by summoning the Fox Devil and swallowing the man, but the man transforms into his Katana Man hybrid form and engages Aki in battle. Aki fights hard against Katana Man and manages to kill him. But one of the Katana's allies, Akane Sawatari, comes in and revives Katana Man. Newly revived, Katana Man attacks and badly wounds Aki. Before Aki is killed off, Himeno uses the full power of her Ghost Devil to intervene and starts to overwhelm Katana Man, but Akane uses her Snake Devil to swallow the Ghost Devil. Because Himeno offered up her entire self to the Ghost Devil, her body disappears. However, using her final moments, she pulls Denji's chainsaw cord to revive him. Chainsaw Man and Katana Man clash several times, destroying building after building around the city. Katana Man's subordinates come in to back him up, but Chainsaw Man takes one hostage. This doesn't stop Katana Man one bit, as he uses his dash technique to cut down both his ally and Chainsaw Man. Bisected and defeated, Chainsaw Man falls, and Katana Man is victorious. Katana Man and Akane lead their people outside to a van, where they try to load Denji into, but their subordinates start to explode one by one. Akane surmises that the culprit is probably Makima, despite their Kyoto team having supposedly killed her on the train, and tells the Katana that they have to escape while they can. As they panic to try to stuff Denji into the van, Kobeni appears. Akane and Katana Man try to stop her, but she nimbly dodges their attacks, injures Katana Man, and saves Denji. A little while later, now recovered, Denji and Power visit Aki at the hospital. Afterwards, Makima, who returned from her trip to Kyoto, takes the two of them to meet with and enlist the help of the strongest devil hunter in the public safety organization, Kishibe of Special Division 1. He trains Denji and Power in preparation for an attack on the group that terrorized the public safety devil hunters. Kishibe's training is harsh and brutal, constantly nearly killing Power and killing Denji due to their semi-immortal and immortal status. He explains to them that it's imperative that they capture Katana Man and Akane Sawatari, but if they fail, he'll have to kill them for real. The operation commences. While the new Special Division 4 engages with the Yakuza's zombies on the lower floors of the Yakuza hideout, Denji and Power head straight for Katana Man. Denji transforms into Chainsaw Man, and the rematch between Katana Man and Chainsaw Man begins. The battle starts in the building, but quickly moves outside and onto a moving train. The fight is intense, but Chainsaw Man comes out victorious after a misstep from Katana Man. After the battle, Aki joins Denji in a nut-kicking tournament to see who can get Katana Man to scream the loudest, as payback for Himeno's death. Bomb Girl Arc. Denji has a nightmare about Pochita and suddenly wakes up and sees that Power's horns have grown. They head to Makima, and Makima explains that her horns are like this because Power must have drank too much blood during the last operation. She mentions that Power occasionally has to get her blood drained, or else she'll turn into a scary devil. She tells Denji that he might need a buddy in the meantime, which prompts the shark fiend Beam to appear. Denji seems a little disappointed, which prompts Makima to suggest that she and Denji go out on a date, shocking Denji. Overcome with joy and excitement, Denji jumps and shouts into the air at the spot where the two were to meet. Makima arrives, surprised that Denji was there at the theater so early, considering there was still an hour left before the showing. Makima explains that their day will be spent movie hopping, which isn't what Denji had expected. Movie after movie, Makima and Denji discuss how none of the films were very interesting. However, with their last film, both start crying. At the end of the day, Denji asks Makima if he has a heart. Makima puts her ear to his chest, flustering Denji, and confirms that he does. The following day, Denji patrols the streets. He recalls his date with Makima and vows never to fall in love with anyone else. Out of the blue, it starts to pour, and without an umbrella, Denji decides to take shelter inside a phone booth. He's not the only one with the same idea though, as someone else enters not long after him. A girl. They strike up a casual conversation, though things get a bit awkward when she says that he looks like her dog, and he accidentally shouts in response. In an attempt to lighten the mood, he whips out a quick magic trick and hands her a flower, which causes her to blush. The rain clears and the girl tells Denji that she works part-time at a nearby cafe. An extremely short while later, Denji visits the cafe. The girl is surprised that Denji's there even before her, and serves him his coffee. She properly introduces herself as Reize, and teases Denji to the point where it makes him question his loyalty to Makima. For the next week, Denji becomes a regular at the cafe, saying that it's for the food, but mainly to enjoy his chats with Reize, who is best girl by the way. He makes the observation and comments that Reize's studying during this particular visit, even though she's supposed to be working. And Reize playfully hits him back with a comeback, saying that he isn't in school even though he's only 16. Denji laments that he wishes he could have gone to school with Reize, which she then offers that she can take him to school at night. That night, Denji and Reize break into the school and have a little fun. Reize takes Denji to the pool, and Denji tells her that he doesn't know how to swim. Reize offers to teach him and tells Denji to strip so that they can swim. Denji is hesitant for a second, but falls for Reize's charms, strips, and jumps into the pool. However, they have their moment of fun, but suddenly it starts to pour again, and the two head inside. They share a moment together before Reize heads off to use the restroom. Denji, alone, contemplates his relationships, telling the Pochita inside of him that he now sees two girls when he closes his eyes. Afterwards, Reize invites Denji to a local festival. During the fireworks display, the two share a passionate kiss. Denji is taken aback, but Reize has other plans and bites his tongue off. Realizing that he's in danger, Denji tries to pull the starter cord, but Reize quickly cuts off his hand. Reize tells Denji that she's going to eat his heart, but before she's able to do so, Beam saves Denji. The fiend recognizes Reize's scent as the bomb, right as Reize reveals herself to be the bomb devil. Beam fends off the bomb, and while she's distracted, he takes Denji and escapes to Division 2 headquarters. At headquarters, Aki, Angel, and Division 2 help fend off Bomb Girl, but their defense falters. Aki drives Denji and Beam away in an attempt to escape, but Bomb Girl's attack forces Denji out of the car, and he transforms into Chainsaw Man to fight. The fight is brutal, and Bomb Girl decimates Chainsaw Man. Aki saves Chainsaw Man and gives him to Angel while he tries to fight back Bomb Girl. And now, the Typhoon Devil, who literally just comes out of nowhere to support Bomb Girl. Angel sacrifices someone so that they can give Chainsaw Man blood to revive him. Newly revived, Chainsaw Man rides Beam into battle against Bomb Girl and Typhoon. After a lengthy battle, Chainsaw Man defeats Bomb Girl by restraining her and plunging her into the ocean where Bomb Girl can't use her powers. Sometime later, they wake up on a beach. Denji asks Reize to run away with him, and whether or not her feelings for him were real. Reize rejects his offer, but Denji tells her that he'll be waiting for her at the cafe. The next day, Denji wakes up in a panic, and makes his way to the cafe. With a backpack and an envelope full of money, Denji waits at the cafe with a bouquet for Reze, but she never comes. Little does he know, Makima had stopped Reze mere steps away from the cafe. International Assassin's Arc. Since Makima's been so busy lately, she decides that she wants to take some paid time off and asks Denji, Power, and Aki if they wanted to go with her to Enoshima. Plans are quickly shot down though as the existence of Chainsaw Man is revealed to the world. Assassins from several countries such as China, America, and Germany, as well as Russia, head to Japan to hunt down Chainsaw Man. One of these assassins also includes Quan Chi, the first devil hunter. Denji, disappointed at the turn of events, is now protected by several Division 2 devil hunters. These devil hunters follow him everywhere, from the park and to a fast food joint. However, despite seemingly protecting Denji, Denji sniffs out the truth and surmises that they're actually using him and Power as bait to lure out the assassins. The next day, while out on another patrol, Denji and Power run into Kobeni and Kudase. While Denji talks with Kudase, Power, who is tired of walking all the time, forces Kobeni to ride with her in a car. Of course, Power, being the agent of chaos that she is, drives straight into Denji and Kudase, killing the latter and revealing to the devil hunters that it was actually one of the assassin brothers from America. While continuing their patrol of the streets, they start to notice that they're being followed. The squad head into a department store to fend off their stalkers and realize that they're probably being controlled by the Doll Devil. As the fighting gets more intense, Quan Chi and the other assassins start to join the fray. During this battle, everyone in the department store is sent to Hell, where they encounter the Darkness Devil. The Doll Devil, through Tolka, makes a request of the Darkness Devil to give them the power to defeat Makima. At that moment, Denji and all of the other devil hunters attempt to defeat the Darkness Devil, but are easily incapacitated. Makima understands that the Darkness Devil is bidding her to come down and save them, so she requests that Princey call for her. Makima confronts the Darkness Devil, and after a few back and forth blows, everyone gets sent back from Hell. Back at the department store, it's revealed that Santa Claus, one of the assassins, has eaten a piece of the Darkness Devil's flesh and has turned into a hideous abomination of dolls and human parts. Makima revives Chainsaw Man, while one of Quan Chi's last living girlfriends revives her. Chainsaw Man and Quan Chi duke it out with Santa Claus. The battle is long, stretching all the way into the night. The night powers up Santa Claus because of the power of darkness, but through the power of light, and by that I mean fire because Denji lit himself on fire as Chainsaw Man defeats Santa Claus. With Santa Claus defeated, Quan Chi beheads Denji, and Cosmo goes on to use her power to destroy Santa Claus's mind. Despite Quan Chi and her girlfriend's assistance in taking down Santa Claus, Makima beheads all of them. Gun Devil Arc. The battle against the assassins has left the devil hunters damaged and in recovery mode. Denji wakes up to find an unusually clingy Power who has been traumatized by their encounter with the Darkness Devil in Hell. When Makima invites Denji to go on their trip without Aki and Power, Denji surprisingly declines as he feels the need to help Power. With some downtime, Denji spends some time together with Power and Aki. Together, they go up to Hokkaido to visit Aki's family's grave. Aki confides with Denji and says that since Denji and Power were pests during the trip, he didn't have time to mull over the bad things like he usually does, and be depressed. Back at home, Makima calls the three of them to talk about an operation to take down the Gun Devil. Before giving additional information, Makima tells Aki that his earlier request to withdraw from the operation is approved, but states that Denji and Power are to still go on the operation. Therefore, Aki must leave the room before she continues. Aki feels the need to stay on the mission with Denji and Power, so he changes his mind and rescinds his request. Denji and the others learn from Makima that the Gun Devil has already been defeated, and the operation is to take a piece of its body from another country and bring it into Japan's possession. After their meeting, the three discuss the current situation, to which Denji and Power notice that Aki looks a little gloomy. Aki tells them that something doesn't quite sit well with him with the current plan. While Denji and Power are at home, several major events happen. Aki leaves with Angel to visit Makima, where they make a contract with her, somewhat against their better judgment. The Gun Devil attacks Japan on orders from the US to kill Makima, leaving death in its wake. And Makima fights and allegedly fails to suppress the Gun Devil. At home, Denji gets a call from Makima saying that they failed their operation and that the Gun Fiend is knocking at their door. Denji is baffled and completely confused and questions this whole situation. Meanwhile, Power asks why they aren't allowed to open the door. She says that Aki hasn't come back, so that knocking on the door has to be him. Denji, however, tells Power to escape through the balcony while he opens the door. Upon opening the door, he's greeted by none other than the Gun Fiend. A massive battle ensues between Chainsaw Man and the Gun Fiend, with several innocent bystanders dying in the process. The two trade blow after blow until Chainsaw Man is downed. Having seen Chainsaw Man on television, civilians start to surround Chainsaw Man to offer their blood to him so that they can save him. Newly rejuvenated, Chainsaw Man gets up and goes on to kill the Gun Fiend. Control Devil Arc. Denji is greatly disturbed and traumatized after killing Aki. He goes out for a walk to grab a popsicle only to immediately vomit it out. Makima runs into Denji and invites her to his home. There, with Denji at his lowest, Makima shows her true colors as the Control Devil. There's knocking at her door and she tells Denji to open it. When Denji opens it, it's Power. Suddenly, Makima completely obliterates Power. She kills Power and reveals her true intentions to Denji: to break his contract with Pochita and gain access to Chainsaw Man and his ability. Makima proceeds to break Denji's psyche, leaving him in a catatonic state. Makima leads Denji outside so that he can defend her against Kishibe's anti-Makima squad. Denji transforms into Chainsaw Man and leaps into action. While battling the Hell Devil, Makima and Kishibe have a chat. The Chainsaw Devil has a special power. Whatever devil it eats has their names and their entire being erased from existence. Makima wants to control any being lesser than her, and by defeating the Chainsaw Devil, she'll be able to use its power to create a world without hunger, war, or death. Makima calls on Chainsaw Man to save her, but instead he goes on a rampage. He heads to the local family restaurant where Kobeni is working at and kills those in charge. He takes Kobeni and forces her to dance at the local arcade, which is a scene that people absolutely love. And afterwards, he heads to the rooftops where Chainsaw Man is surrounded by Makima's new Special Division 5, consisting of several of Chainsaw Man's past enemies such as Katana, Bomb, and Quan Chi, amongst others. The battle is intense, to the point where Makima considers it unwinnable. During these events, Pochita takes control of Denji's body and tries to restore their contract. With the help of a revived Power, Denji is brought back to his senses and hides away with Kishibe and Kobeni. Watching the television showing the positive reception to Chainsaw Man, Denji expresses his selfish dreams for his life and desire to keep being Chainsaw Man. Plotting with Kishibe, Denji confronts Makima for the final time and is able to defeat her. He reveals that the Chainsaw Man that she was fighting the entire time wasn't him, but a piece of Pochita that he tore from his heart. Despite everything Makima did to him, Denji still likes her, and to stop her from reviving, he commits cannibalism and eats Makima's body. Denji meets with Kishibe, who puts Nayata, the reincarnated Control Devil, under his care. Later, Denji has a dream with Pochita, who tells him to grant the Control Devil's dream by forming an equal relationship with her as a family. Denji then leaves public safety and starts attending high school while continuing to be Chainsaw Man. Academy Saga, Justice Devil Arc. Chainsaw Man's first appearance in the Academy Saga has him battling against the Cockroach Devil, having to choose between saving a student with a bright future or 5 grannies in a car. He chooses neither and goes straight for the kill. While battling the Cockroach Devil, Chainsaw Man inadvertently kills the reincarnated Bat Devil, saving Asa Mitaka and Yuko in the process. By killing the Cockroach Devil, he's acclaimed by the news for saving a cat, despite the damage caused. Still wishing to get a girlfriend, Denji makes several attempts to expose his identity, or by using his body as a chair so that people can pay him money to sit on him. But to no avail, as Hirofumi Yoshida protects his identity under a secret mission. Yoshida introduces Asa, who was recently saved by Chainsaw Man, to Denji, claiming that Denji was a huge Chainsaw Man fan. Asa explains to Denji why she used to hate Chainsaw Man, and with each claim, Denji tries to refute it. Asa asks how Denji would know all this information, to which Denji reveals himself to be Chainsaw Man. Asa instantly rejects his claims of being Chainsaw Man, calling Denji a loser, and leaves. A while later, Denji comes to save Asa and battles Yuko, who had made a contract with the Justice Devil. The battle is completely one-sided, as Chainsaw Man easily defeats her without even paying much mind to the battle itself. All Denji can think about is how to make his reveal most natural. Asa wakes up just in time to see Chainsaw Man kill Yuko, and immediately confronts him. Chainsaw Man and Asa, as Yoru the War Devil, fight, with the latter turning Yuko's leg into a sword. Chainsaw Man can't even properly pay attention to the battle, being completely distracted by Asa in her underwear. Denji suggests that he reveal his human form, but Yoru attacks from behind. He is then saved by Yoshida using the Octopus Devil. Dating Denji arc. Asa spots Denji in the distance, who's picking up old cigarette butts on the floor and selling them to the homeless as if they were new. She determines that he's pathetic, somewhere between a criminal and a cat, and Yoru convinces her that it's a necessary evil to make Denji into one of her weapons so that she can destroy Chainsaw Man. Asa approaches Denji, but Denji is a little aggressive because of their earlier interaction. She asks him out on a date, and with some hesitance, he says yes. On their date, Denji becomes bored out of his mind following Asa's date plans and wants to go see penguins. Asa grows annoyed and tells Denji to stick with the plan because it's perfect, but Denji decides to think for himself and ditches her. Moments later, Denji comes back to tell Asa that the Eternity Devil has returned and has taken over the aquarium. As they run into members of the Devil Hunter Club, Asa is in deep thought, trying to decide whether or not she should turn Denji into a weapon to kill Haruka, the self-proclaimed Chainsaw Man. In the meantime, Denji and Asa find ways to exploit their time in the aquarium before they start to argue with one another, after which they both go their separate ways. Everyone slowly grows hysterical, prompting Yoshida to tell Denji that he should do what he can to fix the current situation. Denji reveals that the reason they were able to defeat the Eternity Devil the first time around was because it revealed its body, but it's currently nowhere to be found. Denji leaves the group to find Asa, who's sulking. He tries to comfort her, asking if she's okay, to which she responds that she's just hungry. Asa then apologizes to Denji for getting him mixed up in the current situation. They both sit down, talk a little, and Denji surprises Asa with a starfish to eat. Asa tells him it's inedible and most likely toxic, but he proceeds with eating it anyway. Asa concocts a plan to escape and recruits Denji to help. Together, they accrue a lot of money, enough to quote-unquote buy the aquarium, so that Asa can own it and turn it into a spear. The plan goes into action and Asa is able to make a spear and use it to defeat the Eternity Devil. This all takes place while Denji is distracted holding a penguin he had just found. After the date, Asa remarks how badly it had gone, but Denji retorts saying that he managed to touch a penguin, so there was at least a silver lining to it all. Because of an earlier promise, Denji asks Asa out on another date in the future, telling her that he can teach her how to enjoy herself a little more. Just then, Yoru takes over and tries to turn Denji's spinal cord into a sword. However, it doesn't work on Denji. Instead, Denji mistakes it for a way to say goodbye and shouts, "Asa's spinal cord sword," back. Asa is naturally pissed because that just means that Denji doesn't feel the same way that she does. The next day, after school, Denji proposes to go to a theater for a movie marathon, but after some discussion with Asa, who is seemingly annoyed that Denji doesn't seem to share the same feelings that she does, says that it's too expensive. Instead, they agree to go to his house to watch the movies on his VHS. Denji warns Asa about the house rules he shares with his little sister Nayuta, one of which includes not kissing him. Yoru ignores this rule as she takes over Asa's body and kisses him, once again attempting to turn him into a weapon. They get interrupted by Nayuta, who returns from walking her dogs and uses her control devil abilities to make Yoru act like a dog. Nayuta agrees to turn Asa back only if Denji stops hanging out with her, wary of Yoru. Denji complies, and Nayuta erases Asa and Yoru's memories before sending them back to the school, making them believe that Denji stood them up. Asa is then approached by Yoshida, who asks if she can help keep him company for a bit. Falling Devil arc. While at home, Nayuta tells Denji that she's picked up a terrible scent from a devil. Denji, who is down in the dumps, tells her that he doesn't want to fight anymore, seeing no point in fighting if he can't even get a girlfriend out of it. However, Nayuta reasons with him, saying that Denji can receive way more love from the masses as Chainsaw Man than from one girlfriend, which reinvigorates Denji. Chainsaw Man arrives at the scene just as the Falling Devil pursues Asa and attacks the Falling Devil from behind. However, the devil quickly retaliates and beheads and slices up Chainsaw Man. He quickly recovers and proceeds to rip her apart once more. The Falling Devil and Chainsaw Man continue to fight, with the former trying to reason with the latter, saying that she wouldn't kill any more humans besides Asa. Instead of stopping the fight, Chainsaw Man gets even more motivated and continues the fight. The Falling Devil stops his attack and forces Denji to relive his past traumas of Aki and Power's deaths. To counter this mental attack, Denji cuts up his brain to render himself incapable of cognitive function, making him immune to mental attacks. Chainsaw Man starts to imagine his enemy as food, and the Falling Devil allows him to eat her so that she may attack from the inside. She rips him in half, causing him to run out of blood and fall to the wayside. The Falling Devil then proceeds to go after Asa once more. While in the middle of a mental attack by the Falling Devil, Chainsaw Man comes to Asa's rescue. Asa pleads with him to let her go, telling him all about her nihilist POV of the world. Chainsaw Man initially agrees, but her negativity causes them to float into the air, Instead, he forces thoughts of dogs, cats, and ice cream into her mind, which allows them to stabilize. They talk a bit about how life sometimes has days drowned with negativity, and he tells Asa that he hasn't completely overcome this grief, but that he's able to look past it because he still has a desire worth fighting for. Asa asks what that is, and reacts with disgust when she's told it's sex. The two quickly shift into arguing, with Denji saying that sex is not gross, which causes them both to fall into hell. When we're back, Chainsaw Man holds an unconscious Asa and continues their escape. They arrive at a door only to be blocked by the Falling Devil. The Falling Devil is suddenly attacked by someone that looks like Chainsaw Man. The fake Chainsaw Man tells Denji that he has to avoid all the tendrils to escape, so the latter makes for the exit back to Earth. Asa wakes up to find Chainsaw Man injured, and Yoru tells Asa that she should kill him while she has the chance, but Asa is hesitant. Instead, she uses her blood to rejuvenate Chainsaw Man. Together, they make for an escape, stealing a dude's bike and transforming it into a chainsaw bike. They race through the city, but eventually drive right into the Justice Devil's mouth. Nayuta, secretly controlling the devil's mind from a distance, makes it think humans taste like literal crap. This causes the Justice Devil to vomit out Chainsaw Man and Asa, which means that the Falling Devil's meal was unsatisfactory, causing her to disappear. And now we're on to the current arc. After all of this, Denji is taken to a secluded room by Yoshida. Yoshida shows Denji that protesters and the followers of the Chainsaw Man Church are fighting one another. Denji likes the feeling of being liked. However, Yoshida pleads with him to never transform into Chainsaw Man again. His pleading turns into threats, and if Denji doesn't stop, public safety will kill Nayuta. Denji contemplates his choices, but before Yoshida's threat gets to him, Nayuta appears and the two reunite. Denji makes his choice, and he wants to continue being Chainsaw Man. At home, Nayuta asks Denji if there really is nothing that beats being Chainsaw Man. Denji continues to contemplate before a news program starts up. The presenter, Haruka, introduces the world to a fake Chainsaw Man, which annoys Denji. He gets even more annoyed when credit for the Eternity Devil's takedown was credited to Asa Mitaka. The next time we see Denji, he's at school, where he's called out by another student for wearing a Chainsaw Man shirt. Out of nowhere, someone punches the dude calling him out. After leaving the scene, Denji runs into Yoshida once more, and the two of them skip class to watch movies and chat. Yoshida talks to Denji about Chainsaw Man, and how the world can move on even without his help. He then introduces Denji to Fumiko, a girl who wants to date him. Denji isn't in the right mind space and tells Fumiko that he's down in the dumps, but Fumiko starts to touch Denji's wiener out of nowhere, continuing Denji's bad luck with girls. Fumiko tells Denji that she'll have sex with him if he licks a dead devil at the front of the theater. Denji, having matured, says that he won't do it. However, this all turns out to be happening in his head, and he indeed did lick the dead devil for sex. Fumiko takes Denji to a private karaoke room, supposedly to continue their intimate activities. As she starts to sing, Denji is assaulted by a group of men with baseball bats. After Denji defeats the group of men, Fumiko picks up a baseball bat of her own and clobbers a lone survivor behind Denji. Denji, thinking that Fumiko was his enemy, is naturally very confused, before Yoshida explains that the girl is Fumiko Mifune. Fumiko herself tells Denji that she's with Public Safety Devil Extermination Special Division 7 and is in charge of guarding Denji. She's also 22, which makes the whole touching his wiener thing very weird. Fumiko then continues to tease Denji. In an alley, Denji stares at a Chainsaw Man Church recruitment poster, which also includes Asa Mitaka for some reason. As he's staring, a man in a hoodie speaks to him, saying that he remembers Denji. He puts down his hood to reveal his face and calls himself Swordman, only for Denji to not recognize him at all. Swordman tells Denji that he was there during Denji's fight with Makima, and that it was Denji that freed him. Still, Denji has no idea who this man is and tells him that he has to go to class. In class, Swordman, whose real name is Mirisugo, transfers into Denji's class, much to the annoyance of Denji. On the rooftop, Denji and Fumiko chat with Sugo, who reveals himself to be a messenger of the Chainsaw Man Church. He does everything in his power to convince Denji to join the church. At first, Denji is resilient and rejects his offers, but eventually falters when Sugo mentions that he can sleep with any girl at the church. Sugo takes Denji to the Chainsaw Man Church headquarters, where Denji gets a tour by Nobana. During the tour, Denji slowly gets annoyed by all the rules of the church and gets into an argument with Sugo. The argument is stopped by the appearance of Barum, who plays around with Denji for a bit before asking him what it would take to make Chainsaw Man come back. Denji tears himself away from Barum and leaves. We take a moment to see Denji living a normal life, shopping at a supermarket with Nayuta. A devil attacks, but before Denji can transform into Chainsaw Man, devil hunters stop the devil in its tracks. That evening, Denji contemplates his recent choices, and Nayuta wakes up, asking Denji to go back to sleep. They chat about whether Denji's happy or not, which Denji responds by saying he isn't entirely sure. Nayuta reassures him that no matter what, she'll stay by his side in order to make him happy. The next day, Denji watches over Nayuta at the park while chatting with Fumiko. Fumiko reveals that she's a fan of Denji because, regardless of the fact that Chainsaw Man didn't save her parents the day the gun fiend attacked, she realized that Chainsaw Man wasn't some god, but a kid, and she wanted to dedicate her life to helping that kid, which is Denji. Barham interrupts their moment and says that he's more of a fan of Chainsaw Man, and shows Denji his Chainsaw Man lighter. Barham tells the two of them that he has a hunch that something might happen at the amusement park that will need Chainsaw Man's help. However, before any of Barham's accomplices, the sword, whip, and spear hybrids, could do anything, they're taken down by Quan Chi. Barham is surrounded and arrested by public safety. Before Barham's taken away, followers of the Chainsaw Man Church start to transform into Chainsaw Men, or pseudo-Chainsaw Men. He reveals that followers were contracted to the Fire Devil, and that this was all part of a plan with Fami to defeat the great king of terror of a prophecy, the Death Devil. Denji criticizes Barham for his belief in this prophecy until Nayuta interjects, saying that it's true, and that she realizes what Fami is trying to do, make the world fear Chainsaw Man and war to strengthen their respective devils and defeat the Death Devil.
Did you enjoy our video? Well, then be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.